Welcome to this week's Torah lesson. This week's Torah portion is Parsha Nasso. The question of the week is, how do we sweeten judgments? So this week's Torah portion, Parsha Nasso, we're going to learn from the Zohar on the Parsha. And the Zohar begins and says, Tochazi, come and look. B'shaita the tzloisa the mincha, at the time of mincha prayers, the afternoon prayers, Dina sharia ba'alma, there's judgment in the world. Then the Zohar says, Yitzchok Avinu, he was the one that established to pray mincha. And the third point the Zohar says is, Gvurei la, big judgment. It rules the world at that time. So the Rebbe's father explains the Zohar and he says like this, that when it says in the beginning that there's dina, there's dinim, there's judgment, so what does that mean spiritually? So the Rebbe says dina is the same word as Adonai, which is Hashem's name, which is referring to the sphere of Malchus. Then he says, Yitzchak we know is Gevura, and that's the emotions. And then when it says Gvuri law, high level of Gevura, is referring to Bina. So the Rebbe's father explains that you're dealing with judgments on all three levels, Malchus, the emotions Gvura, and also in Bina. And the Rebbe says, what does this mean practically? It's deep stuff. And the Rebbe explains beautifully, he says like this. There's a verse that says in Psalms, Mishpat u'tzedakah b'yaakov ata asisa. So it says judgment and charity. Why judgment before charity? So the Rebbe explains that what a person needs to do is you have to first make a mishpat. You have to realize how much do you need, and everything else give away. As long as you have what you need, give away. So the first level is mishpat, just take what you need for yourself and the rest give away. But then what happens is, when you're giving it away, you can't just give it to someone. We know in the laws of charity, when you give someone something, you have to give it with love, with happiness. The person should feel good. And then you have to really meditate and think, how much do you actually need? So Rebbe explains these three levels of malchus and emotions and bina, how it gets transformed. In other words, first you give away what the other person, you give away what you don't need. Then when you give it away, you do it with an emotional level, that's the emotions. And then the ultimate is you meditate, you realize how much do you really, really need, and you think about it. So the answer to the question, how do we sweeten judgments? The way we sweeten judgments in a positive way is by doing good things. B, when we do it with a smile and with happiness. And then really to think, how much do we need? And by meditating on it, we actually transform even the bina of the judgments. Thanks so much for joining us for our weekly Torah lesson. This week's Torah lesson is dedicated to memory of Baruch Ben Aryeh Leib, Shlomo Yosef, Rachel Basli, Batzina Basara. May the souls be elevated by Torah we're studying in the memory. For more information, please see our website, Chabad, swf.org. Have a great and blessed week. Shavua Tov.